We live in a world where everything seems to happen by accident. New challenges for humanity appear at any moment. Events intensify, leading to brawls between countries. But also we must take a thorough look at what is really behind all these events. Causes linked to politics, economy, and power. In doing so, we will see that these events are not coincidence, but instead causality, in the intention to reach a few concrete goals. If you have seen this channel's videos, you will see that we talk constantly about an imminent World War III. We talk about how through this new world conflict, the elite want to achieve a number of objectives, among which is the reduction of the world population and the creation of a global government. A world government that will have to be created and led by somebody. Surely it could not be led by any politician or banker associated with this system and war, or it would be rejected outright by humanity. In this way, and you will recoil at what I'm about to say, it is believed that the elite will introduce the creation of the world government through a fake alien landing. We wanted to dedicate a video to explain in detail the seemingly implausible event just mentioned, which we call, due to the colossal system of lies in which we live, the last deception. Bill Cooper, a former US soldier who had access to documents related to this issue, affirms that such plans existed before 1917. Cooper says these documents have the intention to convince militaries that governments have had contact with civilizations from other planets, so that the militaries speak about this to the public and thus feed the belief in beings from other planets. Bill Cooper did not believe that the UFO technology exists, only that it is being created by the governments and the armies for the subsequent theatrical farce planned for after the World War. The former soldier goes further, claiming that the CIA pays people to give false testimonies of sightings and even abductions by these alleged extraterrestrial beings as another way to spread the belief in these beings. This anti-gravity technology is thought to have existed since the 1940s, having been created between the Nazis and the United States, with the Nazis as the pioneers of the technology, and the United States developing it further after winning the Second World War and capturing numerous Nazi scientists through what was called Operation Paperclip. That's why many NASA scientists have German surnames, like the famous Wernher von Braun, who before his death warned of a false alien landing to attract the masses towards the world government. A Polish researcher named Igor Witkowski, who has written several books on German technology of that period, showed to the British researcher Nick Cook one of the places where the Nazis conducted anti-gravity tests, in a Polish village that was under the control of the Nazis. Although this is hard to believe, this technology exists and it is hidden from the public, as is done with other technological advances and cures for diseases. What would you think if I told you that there is a set of antennae in the United States that jointly send a signal to the ionosphere which returns to Earth with such force that it causes earthquakes, tsunamis, and other natural disasters? Did you know that laboratories around the world carry out genetic experiments on human and animals, creating abominations? Did you know it is also possible to clone human beings, change its DNA, and design the height, face, and corpulence before birth, like an image designed by Photoshop? A cure for cancer, even in the terminal phase, is possible, as is the cure for AIDS, and the ability to regenerate limbs through genetic engineering. All this, which seems like science fiction, already exists. Why do we count all these developments? As you can see, the system hides from the public all these technologies and scientific advances for the final plan of the theatrical farce that has been prepared for after the Third World War. They are reserving all these advances and the solution to all the problems of today for that false alien landing they're going to introduce to us. Thus, ordinary humans will accept without opposition the implementation of the world government. Doesn't it all seem very coincidental? All these conflicts happening, all these problems right now, with the worst crisis of our times, it is not actually coincidental. But as we have said already, it is causal, something caused intentionally by this elite to bring humanity to chaos and to an extreme situation, so that humanity can only accept as a solution the solution which the elite presents to us. If we look at the current system, we can see that there is a constant bombardment of films about aliens, movies that have been created since the 50s right up until the present day, thus feeding a general belief in aliens, not only in films, but also in games, music, and of course in terms of politics and religion. There are numerous heads of government who have spoken about the existence of extraterrestrials. Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton, Obama, the Russian Prime Minister Medvedev, Canadian former Minister of Defense Paul Hellyer. The Church itself has also spoken about it, affirming the existence of beings from other planets. One example of this is the demonologist from the Vatican, Corrado Balducci, who in interviews has talked about this hypothesis and has even written books speaking about these beings that would be those angels of which the Bible speaks. In pseudoscience and pseudo-history, a theory talks about human creation through aliens, called alien creationism. This hypothesis states that man was created by alien civilizations, and that these beings have been visiting Earth for thousands of years and providing knowledge and technology to humans. This theory is based on the mystery of the construction of the pyramids and the appearance of UFOs and aliens in cave paintings and hieroglyphics. All of this is easy to do by disseminating false evidence and manipulating history in its paintings and falsely interpreting ancient scriptures. This lie about aliens is not credible in any way, because if one thinks about it, that creatures supposedly came thousands of years ago to Earth, created human beings, and occasionally coming to give knowledge and advances to specific people secretly and without presenting themselves to the whole of humanity, and supposedly today having real contact only with our leaders and not being introduced to the general public, well, you will realize that it can only be a rather pathetic story. It sounds much more like an improvised plan by the elite to try to make us swallow this lie, and so let them achieve their last huge goal. Why don't these beings intervene right now and so prevent this Third World War and end this criminal and murderous system? They will not do that because firstly, they do not exist, and secondly, the fictitious alien landing must occur just after the war to achieve objectives prior to the world government, such as reducing the population, the comprehensive destruction of states and the world economy, and provoking the moral collapse of human beings. The existence of restricted areas, such as Area 51, and the existence of underground bases cannot only be designed to guard military intelligence and nuclear weapons. No. Surely, it is where they have prepared all these technologies and advances that are hidden from us, along with those humanoid beings created in laboratories. Although this hypothesis may still look crazy, it's something that has already been tested to see what effect a fake alien landing would have on the general public. In 1938, a radio broadcast carried out by Orson Welles, its writer and director, gave a false story about a supposed alien invasion. The reaction was a total success. Thousands of people fled the city in panic. If back then it was a success, imagine today with those starships and humanoid beings created in laboratories. Everything is ready. Wars, famine, corruption, inequality, all of this, along with the cataclysm that they want to provoke with this Third World War, will be the perfect setting for the implementation of the world government through this fake alien arrival.